We are live here on Dolynny TV. This is the Toronto Blue Jays franchise mode now. Before I get too all fancy dancy waiting on you guys, we've got Mr. Fraggles in. Welcome in, my dude. We are just going to take a few brief seconds. Everybody, as you show up, say hello in the chat and let me know how it's going tonight. Because it's going pretty good for myself. I'm going to do a little bit of that Olympic water drinking that I do so well. And we will get on with the franchise mode in just a second here. Rocker, welcome in. Fraggles, well, your New York Yankees, we might see them win the World Series here. They face Boston, Cleveland face Houston, St. Louis, LA, and then Milwaukee and Washington in the other series in the NL. So that's the first thing we'll approach, but I need you guys to take a look over the team and ask things, how they're going. How am I doing, Rocker? I'm doing pretty dang good, actually. I'm doing really good, really busy. That's the big thing. Finally, I am busy again. I went from working, 40 hours per paycheck to now working about 87, 90, which is huge. That is crazy good money when you change that up that much. So that's the huge thing. So let's go take a look at the lineup. Devon Travis, the real overall on him is 82. He's growing from an 81, I believe. 27 years old, will be 28 next year. Yangervis Solarte going down, and that's a problem. That's a huge, huge problem for us. 73 overall, up to a 75, but he did hit 15 dingers and 78 RBIs for us this season. So keep that in mind. Yangervis Solarte really crushed it for us. Tommy Pham, the new addition, how about that? 101 runs, 188 hits, 35 home runs, 128 RBI, or 121 RBI, and 21 stolen base with a 344 average. Do you get paid every 2 weeks? Yes, I do, Rocker. And what do I do for a job? That's tough to describe. I'm a fiberglass insulator, if that gives you any clue. That's by trade what I do. Josh Donaldson. Boys, just so you guys know, 178 hits, 35 home runs, 120 RBIs. He will be back in this franchise mode, which means Vladdy G Daddy Jr. will be at DH for us next year, which means already I'm thinking Yangervis Solarte up on out of here, or else, of course, we could get rid of a guy like Alidmus Diaz, because I am not renewing Troy Tulowitzki at all. Eric, welcome in. Glad you could make it in. I just wanted to get that out before I got to your comment. There we go. Eric Marino joining us in. Kevin Plar, Russell Martin. Russell Martin, I don't think will be back this year either, because he's going down. He's 81 overall, but he's 36 years old next year. That's not going to do it for us. So we have catcher and probably right field to remove as well, because we have Dalton Pompey, Ken Morales. So backup catcher solidified. Ken is gone. Dalton Pompey should grow a bit. Right field's debatable. And DH, obviously, Mr. Junior there. And shortstop, we could even go with Bo Bichette. So I don't think, I think the money has to be spent at catcher, and we're going to be good. Jordan, welcome in. And Eric, how's it going? Pretty all right. Pretty happy to be streaming finally. That's a huge thing. Haven't streamed in a while, and it's good to feel back in the groove. Justin Smoak will keep. So realistically, the only moves that need to be made is a bench bat and figure out what we're going to do with the pitching rotation. That's the big thing. The pitching rotation, obviously we have Joe Biagini. We'll keep him as the long starter. J.A. Happ probably going to retire. That's the problem. And then you got Marco Estrada, who will go down. So we've got 3 starters to replace this year and a catcher as well. The rest of the bullpen, obviously we have to sign somebody to replace Sungwon Oh as well. And Aaron Loup, he's down from a 74. That's okay. He'll be replaced easily. Trevor Rosenthal, everybody else good to keep at this point. So it's not a question of how much bullpen work do we have to do. It's more a question the starting rotation in Toronto, just like in real life, is in turmoil. Marco Estrada, J.A. Happ will retire, and Joe Biagini has to be replaced. So keep that in mind as we'll move along into the rest of the playoffs here. and see what we get ourselves into right through. The Red Sox have defeated the Nationals. There you go, boys. So the Red Sox defeated the Yankees 3-0. And then Boston defeated Houston 4-3. And then Boston, the AL was way stronger this year, swept Washington 4-0. Washington took it 4-2 over LA. So that moves us into the off season. Yes, let's advance. And the contracts with the pitching coach and third baseman have ended. Okay. And we all know this. The players that retired, John Axford and Matt Tracy. I called it wrong. I thought it was going to be my man, J.A. Happ, retiring. The GOAT, Eddie Gamboa, has retired. Victor Martinez retires. Anyone else really interesting that we don't know who has retired? Kyle Los, Fernando Rodney retired at 42 years old, down to 64 overall when he retired. And then you've got Albert Pujols, who will be in the Hall of Fame almost for certain at 39 years old. And then Ichiro Suzuki, he retired. Just a bunch of guys on the list. And any top free agents, that's all I really want to check is the free agents at this point. Billy Allsweed, who is down to a 53 overall. So a couple guys retired. Eric Ibar, those kind of guys, right? They are who retired. So let's go move on. Ichiro Suzuki, Albert Pujols, both playing 18 years each. Ichiro getting to 300 more at bats, 130 more hits, 503 less home runs, and like 1,200 less RBIs. That's what happens when you're a leadoff man, but a better average and more stolen bases. So now, exclusive free agent negotiations. Here we go. This is where it's going to get tense, boys. Obviously, we have to make an offer to Josh Donaldson, and we will offer him in the range 4 years, $25.9 million. We'll actually go 2 years for Jodo. Keep him around for 2, see what he does. Hopefully, our man, Vladdy G Daddy Jr. will grow up into what he needs to be. So we're keeping him. That's not debatable. Justin Smoak, we'll be keeping him as well for $6.4 million. Not for the next 5 years, for the next 3 years. Until the age 35 season is when I want to keep all these guys. So 6.5 mil. Marcus Stroman gone, J.A. Happ gone, Jaime Garcia gone, Aaron Loup, we will keep him around as well, bring him back for $10 million. Hopefully he'll take it, just hoping. And we will also tender a qualifying offer to Josh Donaldson, because if he takes that, then we're good. So that is all we have. Okay, we are good there. Gold. Perfect. Good to go. So now we have our exclusive free agency stuff. Now we have to sim through the date, and hopefully those guys will accept along the way. And now it becomes the question, guys, what do we do? Tender qualifying agents in order to receive draft pick. No, we don't need to tender anybody else. I think we are good, because we only have Marco Estrada, J. Happ, Jaime Garcia, and Danny Espinosa left. And who have we signed? Signed Josh Donaldson, Justin Smoak, and Aaron Loup. So Jodo's back, Justin Smoak's back, and Aaron Loup is back. Somehow we have 17.6 million. I don't know where that's outstanding. That doesn't make much sense. But either way, we'll simulate through the day and get into free agency round 1 and the 40-man roster. We only have 27 men on the 40-man roster, so we need to make sure we get our prospects up on there. See TJ Suck, Ryan Baraki. Bunch of guys aren't on, so we have to add them along, guys. I'll ask you in a bit who we need to make decisions on, because obviously we can't add everybody. Already up to 29 people on the 40-man roster. Obviously not going to add Nick Tepish. That would be just stupid. Ryan Baraki, TJ Zuck, and anyone else. Nate Pearson, obviously add him, B potential. 22 years old, keep him around. And anyone else on here, we are good on starting pitchers. Al Albuquerque, Andrew Case, nobody I'm really interested in. Sam Sims, absolutely 19 years old, 70 overall, he was good for us. And anybody else, Eli Mateo, we're not going to worry about him. We'll save that spot because I don't think anyone's taken him. Jordan Hicks, obviously, somebody would take him on us. So we have to add him to the 40-man roster and make sure he gets on there. Luke Maley, Reese McGuire, we will add to the 40-man roster, who actually ended up after this year growing up to a B potential. At a B, Reese McGuire, 24 years old, 69 overall, ended up at a 69 B potential. I'll take that. That's huge. And Danny Jensen, we will add him to the 40-man as well. Don't need him getting claimed. 35 men now on the 40-man. Obviously, Rowdy Tellez as well. Gift and Gope. We're actually going to remove him. I have no use for him. We'll put him on waivers. Who is your best player? Right now, it is Josh Donaldson, followed by Tommy Pham. So it's a close competition. You have a Solarte, all these guys here, good to go. Richard Urena, not going to worry about him. Bo Bichette, obviously, and Logan Warmarth. Going to worry about him as well. That gives us 22, 10, 36. Richard Urena, we may be able to save him if we need to. DJ Davis, we will add him because he is an absolute speedster. 90 overall speed. Grew that speed -1, but that's okay. He should be good to have a great season down the road next year. His contact went up and his power went up big time. Anyone else we're missing? Garrett Acker. Obviously, I have to add him. He is our franchise future center fielder. This is what I don't want you guys to miss. He is our future franchise center fielder or else right fielder. And that's where I actually feel he should be, is in right field for us, replacing the man, the myth, the legend, Randall Grichuk, who hasn't really done anything for the Toronto Blue Jays. Dwight Smith Jr., DJ Davis, Randall Grichuk, we are good to go. I think we got everybody we need to get. Other than Anthony Elford, who we will actually add as well. There we go, boys. That simple. The 40-man roster taken care of. 22, 11, 30, 40. 40 on the 40-man roster. That's huge. All right. So the 40-man roster is taken care of. We've got our picks. We've got our guys. Offer salary arbitration. That's where we got to go. So Tommy Pham, he is looking for $10 million this year. Zachary, welcome in, my man. Glad you can make it in tonight. 10.8 mil. He is interested as all hell. We'll keep him for 4 years. Keep him on the books. Roberto Osuna, I know he's got real life trouble, but in the franchise mode he doesn't. So we're going to pump him up to 8.4 and give him a player option after year number 4. See if he'll go for 8.4. That should be good. What MLB stadiums have I been to? Living in Western Canada, never been to a single MLB stadium in my life, to be honest with you. It's pretty rough. Offer salary arbitration, Marcus Stroman. He was good for us, but I don't think he's 10.6 million good. 3 years, 10.6 is a lot for him. We'll go 2 years at, ooh, he is coming down the charts quick. 5.8. 4 point, ooh, he's going to settle at 5.6 mil. All right, that's a deal for Marcus Stroman. There we go. That is huge. That is huge for us. Devon Travis as well. We're going to have to try and get him on the ledger. Every day, yep. Player option. Don't need to give him that. He's happy at 16.2. For, oh, what are we going to say, Travis? Holy, you're really comfortable taking no money. $4 million for 2 more years for Devon Travis. I'm happy with that. Zach, glad to hear, my man. Mine's working right now. Aaron Sanchez, $6 million for 5 years. We'll pay him for 3 years. We'll go pay him, I don't know. See when it comes down. Right around that 5.3 million range. All right, we're getting our starting pitcher going. Baseball game in the stadium yourself. Well, the problem is getting to Toronto or getting to Seattle. It is costly for me to go either way. I really don't have about $1,200 to just drop on a baseball game weekend. And, well, we gained a new subscriber while we've been live streaming, boys. The road to 6K is real. Definitely, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that. We're trying to hit 6K sometime this month. We are, what, 54 subscribers off the mark? Let's get it done. Kevin Pillar, we'll offer him some arbitration here and get him to 3.8 million. He's been clutch for us in the future. And let's see, Randall Grichuk, we are going to, do we sign Grichuk or do we trade bait him? That's the question. I think we trade him for prospects. So we sign him and then we trade bait him. That's probably the best idea. Give him a player option and We don't care what happens with Grichuk. We can screw another team with Grichuk right there. Tepera, 2.1 mil. We'll take him. Joe Biagini, 1.5. We'll give him 1.6 and he'll be happy. Nick Tepish, Al Albuquerque. Guys, Aaron Solarte, not taking him. We'll just let him go to free agency. Don't really care what he does. Let's see, Al Albuquerque, Nick Tepish, Sungwon Oh. Really, guys, I don't need, but we'll keep Albuquerque around. He wants 1.3. That's too much. Tepish, 1.7. And Jake Patrica. Jake Patrica we can keep around for 600. Call up Gunnar Height. Well, that's pretty cool there, Zach. That's awesome. Gunnar Height. Interesting little prospect for the Toronto Blue Jays. Everybody else has been offered. So tender contracts. This is where we lost some guys before. Danny Barnes. We're going to make him an offer of 2.5 mil. Vladdy G Daddy Jr. Ooh, baby. He is happy to be a star on the team. Oh, yes. He had a 1 home run and 2 RBIs. Obviously, we're going to have to pump him full of money here. 3.5 mil. You know what? Let's settle at 4 mil for Vladdy G Daddy Jr.'s first contract. We're going to go 3 years at $4 million. For Vladdy G Daddy Jr. That'll get him up to 2022 year. Libmis Diaz. We're gonna, do we bring him back? I think we do. How old is he? 28 years old. We're gonna bring back Libmis Diaz just for now. Jordan Hicks. We're gonna give him a $510K contract because he's gonna be up in the MLB. And Little Miss Bliss Rampage welcoming my man. Glad to see you here tonight. Roberto Castillo. He's actually a candidate to be on the MLB team this year, so we'll give him that contract. And Sean Reed Foley. These are our guys who are going to get called up if we need to trade starters or if we need starters right out of the gate. These are the two. So we only need 1 starting pitcher. It looks like Drew Murin. See potential. We'll give him a contract. Rowdy Tellez, who will grow a little bit this year. We'll give him $200K so he doesn't feel as bad about his money. And we should be able to get through the rest of these guys pretty good. Rampage has arrived. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And Ryan Baraki, we'll sign him. Tyler Guerreri, sign him. And I'm just going to go through this so as we don't miss anyone. Thomas Pannone, sign him. Yancy Diaz, get him going. And anyone else we missed so far, TJ Zuck, Ryan Baraki, TJ Zuck. Did we offer him a contract? We'll offer him one. Already offered Pannone. Yancy Diaz. This is the boring part, boys. If you can stick with me, give me some comments there to answer while we get the boring part over with. We'll get on with it. John Harris as well. We'll sign him. Eric Pradino. And Chris Rowley. Actually, we're going to withdraw the offer from Chris Rowley. That is way too expensive to spend on Chris Rowley. Relief pitching. We've already offered Danny Barnes, Andrew Case, all those guys offers. And Sam Sims as well. So Reiner Cruz, we'll offer him a contract. Actually, withdraw it. That's too expensive. Justin Schaefer, $70K. We got a lot of prospects. Have you heard that Rafael Palmeiro is trying to make it back in the majors? Oh, yes, I read that. That is pretty interesting. He is 53 years old, tainted because of steroids, but trying to make a comeback. Why not? Give a guy another shot. 100%. Let him see if he can do it. I don't care. It is, you got to have those kind of storylines to make a season go round, right? If you don't have the off-cuff stuff that's like, what? Who's doing what? That guy? He's too old. Like, what about Jose Canseco 3 years ago trying to make an MLB comeback, right? That kind of stuff makes it a hell of a lot more fun. Luke Maley, 1.5. We're going to talk him down to 1.4 million. Riley Adams, Patrick Cantwell, Danny Jansen, and then Max Pentecost as well. And that should be all we need there. Juan Kelly, who had a monster year for us. You see, he went up to a 64 overall. This guy's going to be a little bench player in AAA next year. Emilio Guerrero, Gifton Gope, we are not doing anything with him. John Birdie and Tim Lopes, we'll just sign to the 70K contracts. Jason Leblebijian is how I'm going to pronounce it. I'm totally wrong there. Gunnar Height, Zach's man himself, Ivan Castillo, Bo Bichette. This is the one we have to worry about. Bichette, difficult to project. He's not really top tier kind of material, but he is at the same time. So we're going to have to dish out same contract as we give Vladdy G Daddy Jr. $4 million on it. Richard Urena, we'll give him $56K. And Dwight Smith Jr. will give him that much. Andrew Gult will give him that much. And DJ Davis as well. So that gets us to Dalton Pompey, who's going to want a little bit more at 68 overall. We're going to talk him off that cliff. That's a little bit high there, Dalton. And at 2 years, we're going to bring him down to 91 mil. Lock in at 1 mil. Support him as long as he doesn't use steroids. Again, stories like this will drive more people to baseball. Exactly, that's the thing, right? Is the older generation that's like, man, I haven't watched a game in a while. What's he doing? Oh, he's coming back. Cool, right? That kind of stuff. That's the stuff that drives storylines in baseball. Harold Ramirez and Ian Parmalee. We will offer him, actually, Ian Parmalee. We will withdraw the offer. That's too expensive at this point. And so we've got ourselves all our contracts. But the problem is, what do we have in pending contracts? We have $86,900,000. That's a lot, boys. That is a lot to get over. Offer salary arbitration. What do we have? Did we end up dealing with Rana Grichuk? Yes, we did. Okay. So Rana Grichuk, good to go. Actually, we will offer salary arbitration and see if we can get Grichuk for a cheaper deal. Withdraw offer. And we will offer arbitration at $2.4 million and see if we can get Rana Grichuk to get on the team. Do you think Rhys Hoskins will get upgraded gold on Diamond Dynasty? Honestly, Austin, I have no clue what Rhys's stats are this year. I could not tell you. Other than, let me see here, it's 3-1 Blue Jays over the Phillies in the top of the fourth. So good news for the Blue Jays so far. And so, where do we check the budget? Right now, we are operating at a $2.93 million cash flow. But we don't have a lot of money spent. Right now, we only have $41 million in player salaries, so that'll bump us up to $125 million. Get rid of Donaldson on my Chais Moustakas third base now. There you go, Mark. That's actually a very solid replacement. For sure. Let's sign. Andrew Miller signs back with the Yankees. And what have we missed in free agency? What have we got in contract arbitration? Offer arbitration. Why is Tommy Pham back in here? I thought we had signed him. Unsigned players. Oh, Tommy Pham has not signed yet. Okay. What did we offer Tommy Pham? I thought we had offered him 10.8 mil. Obviously, offer arbitration. We'll go for 4.5 mil. Submit that case as well. Arbitration eligible. Thought we had given these guys some offers here. But we will see if we make sure these guys get signed, because we can't afford to lose these guys. 4 point, we'll give Osuna 5.7. I just really don't want to butcher it like I did last time, boys. That's kind of my fear. 3.8 for Devon Travis. Kevin Pillar, offer him arbitration at 3.0. And Aaron Sanchez as well, we'll offer him arbitration at 4.1. There we go. That locks up what we need to do. Signed offers. Did we lose Josh Donaldson already? Free agents. Jose Altuve, Chris Sale, Paul Goldschmidt, Brian Dozier, Manny Machado. So we signed. Who do we have? Okay, so everybody's back at this point. That's huge. Okay. Haven't lost anybody yet. Doing good. So now what we need to do is trade talks and obviously trade away Kendrys Morales, because you see right now he's locked in for 2.4 mil for another couple of seasons. Suggest trades prospects. See what we can find. And Ramon Santos, a potential 61 overall for the Tampa Bay Rays. That's a huge boost. 60 overall, a potential Bo Murakami. We saw him in the draft. He looks good. Bunch of B prospects. That could be interesting as well. Anyone else? Lots of prospects being unloaded. Tom Hyde. Don't need another third baseman, though. That's a problem. Pablo Arroyo. Anyone else? Ooh, left field. Mondo Pena. Couple of good guys. Guys, jump in here. Tell me when you see a good trade. When you see a good trade, make me pounce. I'm really not seeing anything too special right now as of yet. 20-year-old, A potential, 58 overall, Chris Angel, Mind Freak. 2 offers from the Pirates. Ramon Santos, though. For the aging Kendrys Morales, this looks to be the best goddamn deal I could find. And, I mean, we have to take in some relief arms, but we are offloading potential stuff like crazy. 59, 57, 34, 32. Ramon Santos looking good for the Tampa Bay Rays. We could take him in and shelter him in our farm system for sure. 69 overall speed. Great contact. Great AA player at this point in left field. Come on, boys. I need one yes in the comments to tell me I'm pulling the trigger on this. I'm going to play an ad. I'm going to let you guys think on it, and you're going to let me know what you're thinking. Because I think we got ourselves a deal on the table. And Little Miss Bliss is nice. I will take that enough. We'll offer that trade, and it sounds like a good deal. So we pull a deal and free up a little bit more cap space. So we are good there. Tender contracts. Who else do we have to tender contracts to? Signed players, Marcus Stroman, Danny Barnes, Garrett Acker. So we have signed a bunch of guys so far. We've signed all our minor league depth again. That's huge. So now it's a matter of figuring out guys who should sign other than Marcus Stroman and Danny Barnes. Obviously, Vladdy G. Daddy Jr. Off for arbitration. But where's my man, Josh Donaldson? He's on the team. He's on the team right there. And he's got a new contract for 2 years. Okay. So he did sign. They just haven't given me credit for it. All right. We're good. Let's simulate another day. And keep going through. Cody Allen signs. But we need to see if there's any free agent catchers. Brian McCann, the only catcher there, 35 years old. Robinson Chirinos, 84. Yeah, the old catchers are in the system still. We'll wait on it for a minute. Paul Goldschmidt to the Indians. Bryce Harper to the Astros. Jose Altuve to the Brewers for a 9-year deal. That's a long deal for Jose Altuve. And let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Tender contracts. Ooh, man, that Brian Dozier is looking sharp. I would take Brian Dozier all day. That is some crazy stats. Some good stats all around. And at 31 years old to be that good looking. 42 homers, 104 RBIs. Oh my, boys. Oh my. There are some great free agents this year. What do we got left? Offer salary arbitration. Rena Grichuk, Joe Biagini. Nobody really signed yet, but we've got all those guys dealt with. And tender contracts. Just the guys we haven't tendered. So we are good as gold right now as it stands. Because we have salary arbitration. We are only missing Grichuk, who we can live or die without. And Yangervis Solarte, who we have not offered a contract to. Joe Biagini, yes we have. So we're good. We're good so far. And Sungwon Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to make him an offer. Or no, we're going to let him slide. I'm not even going to try and trade him. Not even going to try. Free agency, it's time to make a move. And I need you guys to tell me who looks good here. Catchers, nobody really looks good at all. Definitely not Miguel Montero. Nobody's looking good there. Hanley Ramirez, nobody there at first base. But if we do need a bench bat, right? We need a bench bat. Need to figure out what is good. What do we have? What do we have? Luis Valbuena, Neil Walker, Adrian Beltre at 39 years old. I don't think so, boys. Jose Reyes, bunch of old men playing ball still. Hunter Pence, Greg Gentry, just nobody looking that good. Nelson Cruz, 80. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think we're going to simulate through up to the 40-man roster, and we've got our 40-man roster intact. We already dealt with that. So simulate through, and now, what do we got left? Round Grichuk, somebody else signed off the 40-man, or off here. So obviously it was Devon Travis, I hope. And Devon Travis, yes it was. So we are good to go there. Free agency, nobody else popped up. Let's get into free agency day 2. Last day to offer salary arbitration. Let's get into it. Free agent contracts. Seems like nobody else popped up. Didi Gregorius at shortstop, though. He popped up. This is huge. Do we sign Didi Gregorius? That would be an interesting little transaction for the Toronto Blue Jays. Obviously hitting 18 homers, 64 RBIs in 2018. He'd be useful at shortstop, but the thing is, we need a bench bat. Guys, help me out here. I am lost as crap as what to do, because we basically just need bench bats, and I mean, we need a infielder, first baseman, and we're good for outfielders, so we need an infielder and a first baseman. You talk about somebody like a Neil Walker joining the team. Very good contact, very good power. Bo Bichette, is he ready, isn't he ready kind of thing. And then Carlos Lopez, deep potential, don't need to sign him, that's for sure. And who at first base could we pick up? Hanley Ramirez, not likely. Luis Valbuena, terrible contact, great power. Lucas Duda, same thing. Danny Valencia, not picking him up. And Matt Adams could be the option off the bench, though. Matt Adams at 30 years old. Guys, I'm going to offer Matt Adams contract. I need one yes. Let's get one yes going here to see if we can get Matt Adams on the team. Jeffrey Marte actually could also be a decent little deal. Where's contact, though? So I need something here. Help me out, boys. I need to decide what I'm doing. Let me know. We're motoring on along through this free agent offseason here. I think I'm going to go, I'm done waiting on you guys. $2.5 million for Matt Adams. We'll see if he'll sign along for it. We'll move on to the Rule 5 draft. Brian Dozier to the Athletics, 9-year, $188.8 million deal. That is crazy. All players must have contracts tendered or they will become free agents. So now it's free agency number 2. And who do we have? Nobody else special. No other catchers. Nothing going. And we're only waiting on Randall Grichuk here. We get through, and DJ LeMahieu for Matt Carpenter, Colton Wong, and Dexter Fowler. What a season LeMahieu put together. 293, 13 homers, 40 RBIs, 20 stolen bases. To get that much in return, that's kind of crazy. That is awesome for LeMahieu. Must feel good about yourself. Starling Marte for Franco, Williams, and Medina. Good little return there for the Phillies as well. And let's keep this going on along. Where is the Rule 5 draft? There it is. So, do we find our catcher in here? That's all I got to ask, is we got to figure out where our catcher is. And you see a lot of guys got claimed off the bat. Hunter Dozier, Kevin McCarthy, Cody Glover. Nobody of ours. That's what matters. None of our guys got claimed because we were smart and locked everybody up. Pick player. Jack Flaherty isn't on the 40-man roster. He's a potential 67 overall. Domingo German. So, I mean, I guess if you look at it, relief pitchers, there isn't a man on there because he's not old enough. Our man isn't there, so that's huge. Christian Bethencourt at catcher, 72 overall. That's a nice rating for him, but 72 doesn't cut the cake for us. Christian Walker, Jace Peterson, second base. Come in, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. though. He's 68 overall, right? That's the thing. So Jace Peterson, David Wright, Cody Ashe, Jorge Polanco at shortstop. Bo Bichette's not ready though. Rafael Tapia, Mark Trumbo, Jordan Patterson. Tough decisions. Oh crap, here we go. Got to text sister back. Hold on, boys. Hold on. Do we pick anyone up? I think you got to go with Jace Peterson. Sign that infielder. And then you got Matt Adams as well. So we'll take Jace Peterson. What is he all about? 64, 51, good vision. Yeah, we'll take Jace Peterson. And that should pretty much effectively end the Rule 5 draft. We will skip selection and see what happens. Yes, we'll skip. Don't need anyone else. Austin Hayes. We are up on done as the White Sox took 2 players in the Rule 5 draft. It's So now we have two guys joining the team, Matt Adams and Jace Peterson. Matt Adams really not impressed with us, down to a 72. He'll do something eventually, I'm not sure what. Jace Peterson is well down from a 74. He should be platoon. We'll figure out what Jace Peterson is going to do for the Toronto Blue Jays next season. And so that leaves us with Troy Tulowitzki, who we have to trade bait away because he's still costing us $4.2 million for the next couple of years. So now it's just a matter of getting a couple of prospects for Troy Tulowitzki, who has great trade value. Prospects, and we'll see if we can find any prospects mid-season here. James Nelson, a bunch of C potential guys. 18 overall, second base, Armando Rodriguez. C potential, B potential guys. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. Dylan Cease. Who is that? 50 overall. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That's a pretty good deal. Fernando Mosquera. But taking on that contract as well. Anyone. B potential 44. B potential 22. 63 boys. Like, I don't know. Tough decisions here. Anyone else? Nobody. 21, like, just they're offering relievers. Shortstop, though, Giovanni Fraser. 18 over Phillies. I think you just offered us the trade of the year here. And I think the Phillies are going to take this contest for a ride. Francisco Olivo, though, he's a good one. Headhunters, welcome in, my man. And let's see. Yeah, you know what? I think we've got our... Ooh, Tommy Wells, though. A potential 71 overall. That is a heck of a deal from the San Diego Padres. We're going to go ahead and accept that. Sounds like a good deal. Now we have Tommy Wells, who's a 60, 72, 38, 39, 60 vision. He is a man to be reckoned with. And pitching rotation, we need to sign one more guy, because obviously we'll have a couple of our prospects come up. So free agency, who do we have in free agency? Charlie Morton, 35 years old. Bunch of old guys in here. Chad Bettis. J.A. Happ still available. So we could take J.A. Happ back, but he's going to downgress. So sim to arbitration hearings. There's not much left in free agency. This is tough. We really got screwed on the starting pitching. I lost track of what I was doing. You guys didn't remind me. But at least we got our two men in the system. You've got Sean Reed Foley and Roberto Castillo, and then Ryan Baraki. We can actually roll with that. I actually feel confident rolling with that. They have very good stats all around. I don't know. I think we might have to call up some guys, get them going. Do we have any pitchers in A-ball? Yes, we do. So we are good. That's what we're going to do is we're going to call up. We're going to be a young squad next year. Lineup, obviously, we're going to have DHing, Vladdy G Daddy Jr., and at shortstop, we'll have Bo Bichette. And I think we're going to have a very strong team next year, but we aren't going to contend. We're going to be a growth year, and then we'll all of a sudden be up and ready to go. Rena Grichuk, we'll get him going, and we will get on with this end of the season. We'll sim the off season, get through the hearing. Today was the arbitration. The Blue Jays win the arbitration hearing and do not want to stop simulating. Last day to renew any unsigned players. Okay, off season is over. We are good to go, boys. 38 minutes record time. And we've got ourselves Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in there at DH. And in right field, Vladdy G Daddy Jr. against no DH. That's kind of what the plan was. So we're good to have that. Vladdy Jr. there. 59 contact, 71, 64, 70. Great power, great vision. He's going to be amazing for us. And then at shortstop as well, we'll get Bo Bichette in there. So Bo Bichette ready to be at shortstop for us. I believe he's got very good contact for his left. Yes, he does. Lemus Diaz, we're going to take Bo Bichette in there. And who else? Where do we got it? Bo Bichette, Lemus Diaz. Ooh, not Reese McGuire, that's for sure. Bo Bichette, thank goodness. There we go. And Garrett Acker, ready to impress. Who's fam? Tommy Pham. We acquired him in a trade. He is now up to a 93 and 91 still. Josh Donaldson up to a 97. And you see, like, show me the money with this team, hey? Show me the money. This is going to be an absolutely crazy team to start this year. I'm actually thinking of hitting Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Bo Bichette's not a bad option in that 2-hole, to be honest with you. And Kevin Pillar, can't hit him there. So we got ourselves, Vladdy's going to hit 2-hole against DH stuff, so Bo Bichette. Boys, this team is going to be crazy for us. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., we got our bench players, Matt Adams, Dalton Pompey, Luke Maley. So our bench, Limis Diaz, we might keep him up here. Pitching rotation, Sam Sims, Reed Foley, Roberto Castillo, we'll get him in there. So Nate Pearson, Jordan Hicks, we'll remove him for Sean Reed Foley, and you see this is going to be a huge team. Roberto Castillo up to his 75 overall, he's happy. Jake Osh, thank you, my man, for the donation. Hey, boys, give the shout out to Jake. Coming in clutch with the 279. Thank you so much, my man. That is greatly appreciated. Sean Reed Foley, Roberto Castillo, Joe Biagini. This team, ooh, you heard the sound. There you go. It's not official till the sound is made. Thank you so much, Jake. Appreciate it. Jordan Hicks. So this is kind of what the bullpen's looking like. Trevor Rosenthal up. Obviously, TJ Suck will be out. And Jordan Hicks will be in the setup role. We'll actually move Ryan Tepera into the setup role and let Jordan Hicks, Danny Barnes, and Trevor Rosenthal pitch it out. There we go. So we got ourselves a very good-looking team entering spring training. It's going to be interesting to see what Bo Bichette and Vladdy G Daddy Jr. do. Garrett Acker will probably lead the way in AAA to begin the season. We'll let Randall Grichuk either struggle or succeed. And we got left field locked up. We got center field locked up. Garrett, he doesn't have a spot yet, but he should right away because you got that contact, you got that speed, you got that vision. It's a tough call. I really want to put him in there, but I can't. That's the problem. Randall Grichuk, much better. Tough decisions, boys. Tough decisions. Right now, Devon Travis as well. Looking real good for us. Roddy Tellez. Logan Warmoth, and Danny Jensen. So things are looking bright in the Toronto Blue Jays. The OSFM franchise mode, boys. That is where I'm going to leave it with you guys. 42 minutes in, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on tonight's franchise mode. This is Dolynny TV. I'm Tyson. I'm going to leave you right here. Thanks to Jake. Jake, the real MVP, guys. I'm up on out of here.